Hi, I'm Ethan Reeves, the developer of Genie and founder of Ifrit Technologies. In this video, we're going to be looking at cards. Now, cards are a feature in Genie that lets you extract specific parts of articles and save them separately. This is the same cards you're used to from Congress, team policy, Lincoln Douglas, all forms of debate. They're a fantastic way to get your evidence specifically organized so that you can pull it up rapidly during a round. Genie helps you facilitate that entire process. It helps format the cards, it helps you organize them, and it helps you find them in the first place. So that's what we're going to be going over in this video. Now, cards in Genie happen inside of collections. Since a collection is where you store all of your research on a specific topic, it makes sense that your cards on a specific topic would go there too. In this video, we're going to be looking at an example of a debate collection called Pro Tariffs on China. So this might be evidence for an affirmative case in team policy about putting tariffs on China. It might be the pro side of a public forum resolution. It could be anything like that. So let's go ahead and open it up. We haven't added any articles to it yet, but you can add articles in. That's kind of going to be your first step of research. I did go ahead and query some content in so that we can have some things to cut cards from. And then moving over here, we can see that there's no cards in here yet. So let's get started. Let's start by looking at this article from Fortune magazine. Looking through this, looks like there might be some good stuff here. Great. Let's say that we think we can use this paragraph in our round. This is just an example. It's probably actually not the best card, but we're demonstrating how this software functions. So we highlight a piece of content and we get this little pop-up. We have the option to highlight it, but if you click this little scissors button, you can directly cut that quote into a card, and it's going to fill in as much of the citation as it can for you. You're going to want to add a general tagline. This is a tagline like you're used to from debate, a quick summary of the evidence and or what it's going to be used for. For this, let's say, China promises necessary countermeasures to tariff hikes. Okay, so we can see that we have a citation here. This is just the default citation that's generated. Especially if you're in team policy, it would be a great idea to add more details into that, but that's the bare bones citation with most of what you need. We also have the URL for the article here, and we have the text down here. One of the great things that Genie does here is you can underline, bold, or italicize any of these segments. So let's say that we wanted to italicize or underline the date, bold the publication, and underline this specific section of the card because that's what we're going to read. We have the option to type an impact in down here. This is just a general informative card, so we're going to skip that for now. Once you're all done with that, click Cut. Now, Genie is asking us what collection do we want to save this card into. So we're going to go to Debate and check the box to save this card into Pro Tariffs on China. Now add to collections. We can see saved card to the collection. I'm just going to go ahead and rapidly cut a few more cards here just so we can have some stuff to play around with. So I've finished cutting some cards. Let's go take a look at them. We're going to navigate back over to the collection and click on the Cards tab. Right here we can see that we have the cards all saved in here. I only went ahead and cut 4, but this system could support hundreds of cards saved into a collection. So here we can see we have the tagline, the citation, and the text. Let's look at what we can do with cards. We can filter cards. For instance, let's look for currency. So there's that card about currency. Now that is a huge, huge, huge improvement over manually looking through an entire brief looking for a specific card. If you know what you need, just type in some keywords there and the card will pop up. We can choose how we want to sort the cards, whether we want to alphabetize them by tagline or sort them based upon the newest. The main point that alphabetizing by tagline would allow you to do is you could, for instance, label one card A1, another card B1, another card C2, and then you could order them like that based upon alphabetization. The next option we have here is that we can copy all cards for copy and paste. What this allows us to do is easily export the cards outside of Genie. So if we wanted to do that, we could, let me pull up a Pages document here. And then as you can see, the cards just paste right in, ready for printing, or to share with people who don't use Genie. The next option here is to add a card directly from here without cutting it specifically from an article. That could be very useful as well. Now looking at the options on the specific cards. Probably the most useful one here is going to be star, which is temporarily moved to the top. We can see that when I star this card, it jumps right up to the top. I would recommend using this when you're in a round, when you're actually competing in a round with your laptop, and you have a couple cards that you know you're going to be reading in your next speech. This lets you mark those cards so that they're right there and instantly accessible for you to compete with. You can also click this button right here to open the article that the card referenced. We already have this open here if you need to look for more additional context or want to cut other cards from it. You can copy that specific card to the clipboard. And we have more options here. We can edit the card, move the card to another collection, or delete it. You can see here that the cards features inside of Genie are very, very powerful. What they're going to allow you to do is store your most important pieces of evidence instantly accessible. So you can search through them, copy them, share them, look back to the referenced articles, have a properly formatted citation and card, all vastly quicker and more efficiently than you could do it by hand.